Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our tarot reading for the week, so if you guys like what you see in the video and want to see more from me in the future, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. Like I said, I do tarot reading videos every week, but I also do standard vlog style videos. So you're not spoiled for content if you wanna see more from me. I have also included links to my website and my social media. So if you would like to keep in touch with me outside of YouTube, you totally can. I welcome comments, questions, and concerns. So yeah, get in touch if you need clarification on anything or just want to start a conversation. Before I get into the reading, I do want to make mention that I am taking tarot readings at this time. If you guys like what you see in this video and are interested in getting a private reading, there is a link to my commissions page, and I currently have 2 slots open at this time. I take slots because that's a manageable way of doing things for me. So again, if you want to get that process started with me, just let me know. I can get lots of help to you if you need it. So there is that. I do also have a new posting of artwork going up on my DA as well. Last week I missed it for the first time in what feels like forever. So yeah, there's that. I'm back. Hi, how you doing? Let's get into the reading before I ramble on forever and it doesn't work. Anyway, so we're going to do standard reading. I'm going to get into the decks as I use them. I have a couple of them here. For those of you that haven't seen a tarot reading video with me, I do like to pull cards from the middle of the deck to get kind of a baseline situation, and then I will read the card on the bottom of the deck and the top of the deck as kind of the hidden energy and the clarifying energy for that particular portion of the situation. So that's how I do it. Also, if you're interested in reading your cards along with me, go ahead and grab your favorite deck and we'll get started. So I'm going to start by getting some affirmations, some morning motivations, because I am filming this in the morning. So we're going to be using the Work Your Light Tarot by Rebecca Campbell. I don't know how many cards I'm gonna pull. Let's see what I feel compelled to do. So we shuffle, and the first card to come out of the middle is Imrama. So this is asking us where we're being called to journey to. Immediately off the bat, I get Fool energy. And for those of you that don't know, the Fool is the first card in a standard tarot deck. The number on that is 0. Don't let that confuse you. It is the first card out of that deck. And it talks about starting a new journey, being kind of young and fresh and maybe a little bit naive to what's going on around you. There's a lot of energy, and a lot of times you're going to see this character just about walking off a cliff. I think the phrase from the pan to the fire is kind of apt in that situation. Here, I'm getting that same feeling. There's something new. There's something just beyond your expectations that you're not necessarily going far enough with what you're feeling or what you know, but you know something's there and you're hearing a call. Another card out of the tarot that came to mind is Judgment. And I have a deck that actually has that card as the word call. So we're hearing we're hearing something calling us. Maybe we're being asked to come home to ourselves, come home to, oh, that's interesting I say that. Okay, we're being asked to not only come home to ourselves, but use that energy, that reflective energy, to say, okay, I know I'm steady here. Now, what's out here? What's over here? Let's go see this. I'm being called over here. What's this? I don't know this just yet. Let's find out. So, that's how I'm hearing that. Let's see where we can go from here. So we have Imrama, the first card. The second card, we're being asked to take a break. We're not machines. We can't run indefinitely. We need to sleep. We need to feed ourselves. We need to take care of our bodies as much as our, as much as our minds, as much as our, physical environment. But we can't just run in this hamster wheel all the time. What good is that? What fulfillment is that, right? We need to take a break. And, we're being called to, I did say reflective energy with this card coming up, right? So I think in order to answer this call, in order to really answer this call as effectively as we can, we need to be able to take a break, and we need to be able to go in. Another card out of the tarot that's coming to me right now is the Hermit card. So, we're being asked to maybe leave society for a little bit to rest and get ourselves back in a state of, maybe this is, you lost your flow for things, and now you're being asked to pull back just a little bit so you can reflect and get your light back, because maybe whatever the situation you're being called out of has really dimmed you and made you feel diminished in some way. So, yeah, take a break, get off the hamster wheel. You're not a machine, and it's okay. It's okay to rest. Take a break. So the next card I have, Deep Replenishment. This is retreat, rest, and be held. I could not plan this, you guys. Because what did I just say? Take a break, because you need to do this. Okay, I couldn't have planned this. Maybe there's some of you out there that are really busting your butts to get where you want to go, to get where you need to be. Maybe that last phrase, getting where you need to be, maybe that's a perception that you have of your life and where you want to go. And certainly it's okay to work for goals and things like that. However, like I said with the last card, you're not a robot. You're not a robot. And you can't work indefinitely. You can't necessarily function as best as you can. Maybe you're not sleeping well, and for that I'm sorry. Trust me, I know what insomnia and anxious sleeplessness feels like. If that is you, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a break, because this is what you're gonna need. I can't believe this card came out Again, could not have planned that. Ooh, ooh, I love it. Okay, Deep Replenishment is our card that came out in the middle after Take a Break. Please consider doing this. Let's see what our hidden energy and our clarifying energy will be. Okay, let me cut the deck. Hidden energy, we have the crumbling. So this is asking us what we're holding on to. There's something that is changing really fast, really rapidly, and we're scared. We're really scared of losing this situation. However, the situation is changing for a reason. The situation is changing because it's no longer serving us, right? The other card, again, I'm getting tarot cards coming out at me left and right here. There's the Tower card in the tarot that it just says the exact same thing. There's something falling away and changing. And oh my God, this is scary. This is painful. This hurts. You know, the rubble is a reminder of what you had. But let me tell you a little secret about this card, about the Tower card, and about this card. There is value in the rubble. There's a learning experience in this because maybe you've been in a situation where you're seeing the red flags, you know there's something wrong, but you also know that this situation isn't serving anymore. And the lesson in that rubble is like, okay, I see where I went wrong. This plan over here didn't work. But what's this plan over here? You know, we're being called to journey to somewhere else. You know, and in order to do that, we need to rest and give our hearts a break so we can replenish ourselves in order to face this. Because this is the situation that has caused us to need that break in the first place. Again, there's value in the rubble, and you know what that situation looks like for you. You understand what that might mean in terms of moving ahead, because you are being called to move ahead from this. So yeah, here's our Tower card, here's the crumbling. Think about what you're holding on to and whether it is going to serve you in the long run. So yeah, that is the crumbling, that is our hidden energy. So our clarifying energy, okay, is the Council of Light. This is talking about divine orchestration and helpers in the subtle realms. Someone's got your back. Someone's got your back. You're not alone. There's an energy with you that is going to serve you, right? You're not alone. I'm stuck on the word helpers, because certainly for me, this is something that I've had to learn to accept and understand for myself. Especially last year, there was a period of time with my business and things like that where I genuinely felt that I wasn't supported, and I had to accept that this was not true. This was something that my brain was telling me, and I think this is a message that I'm being asked to pass on to you, because there's something about this situation that's making you feel really out of place, out of comfort in your own skin. You're not home in your body or your physical environment, and that's disconcerting. That's really painful to deal with, right? But secret, you're not alone. You have divine help. There's something, some energy has your back. You know, there's a pillar of light here. Maybe that's meant to say, oh, you know what? I wonder if this doesn't represent the chakras, because look at where all of those line up, right? There might be something to that. If you have any comments to that, let me know. But you're not alone. You're not alone. You have help. You will be able to navigate this, but it's going to take doing this to get to where you want to go. So that is that is the start of this reading. Tuck in, because I have a feeling this is going to be a long reading. Thank you for being patient with me. That was the Work Your Light Oracle. So we're going to move on to the Enchanted Map by Colette and Reid. I absolutely adore this oracle deck. Hopefully there will be some messages in there for you that you resonate with. I did mean to say at the beginning of this reading that it is timeless. Whenever you find this video, it is meant for you to see, and I hope it helps you in some way. So, again, same routine with this one. We're going to get our cards and see what story comes out of it. Let's go ahead and see how we can continue clarifying this Council of Light card. I'm going to do my best to read this deck intuitively. I haven't really worked with this deck much, so I might not get the meanings of the cards exactly right, but you know what? That's not the point of reading oracles or tarot, in my opinion. Might be unpopular opinion. I don't know. Again, let's start a conversation on that and we'll see where it goes. So, the first card we have coming out is education. So, you know, we talked about, from the Work Your Light Oracle, we talked about reflecting, resting, taking a break. Here is what we need. Here is what we stand to gain from that. Here is what we need to potentially look at in our situation. Maybe this is gaining perspective or understanding about why that Tower card or that crumbling card came out for us. Again, you know, I did mention, okay, this plan over here didn't work. What is it over here that might work? You know, what is it over here that is looking more promising than this over here, right? This is the kind of knowledge that we might need to take a step back and look at. You know, there's light to be brought in from this. I think that's a stork or a heron. Some information is coming to us, some information that may help us start over, or if not start completely from scratch, at least start fresh enough that we can build on what we already know. You know, I like that the motif, the sky is a little bit cloudy. It's not clear just yet, but there is light to be had in this. There's information coming to us. But this is what we need to step back and take a look at, because it isn't going to come to us, again, if we're just running that hamster wheel all day. Yeah, there's some education and perspective that needs to be gained on your situation, so it's okay. Just, you know, you can do the work, because frankly, you're not alone to do it. You aren't alone to do it. So that is card for education. Next card, we have movement. So that information I just talked to you about, that's going to help us in our transition. Wait a sec, I just love it. Oh no. Okay, so you know how I talked about, excuse me, oh Lord. Sorry. So you know how I talked about having the Tower card come out, and I talked about losing things that don't serve you. You're not alone. We just had that education card come out. We're transitioning. And I think these, the previous ones out of the Work Your Light Oracle were a call to action to say, hey, open your eyeballs a little bit. Things are changing. And you're going to need to do some work in order to navigate it as best as you can. That this information you're gaining is going to help you transition a little bit easier. Maybe nothing about this situation is easy, and I don't know if it should be, right? But you have more than you did before your situation changed. You have new perspective. You gained new, you've gained something more than what you had before. And now that horizon, again, we're looking at cloudy skies. This one's particularly cloudy. This one has some cover, but it's a lot lighter. Because now we're seeing that horizon a little bit more clearly. It's like, aha, okay, did the work. I know now. Let me go over here because this is what's going to serve me much, much easier. So there's the card for movement. Next card we have is coming apart. So yeah, you're definitely leaving some old energies behind. No, we're done. We're fine. I'll see you later. Time to part ways with things that are not okay for you anymore. Old energies, maybe this is a work colleague that you've had a relationship of some kind with. I'm not going to assume. But it's time to part ways. Again, the energy is not doing anything for you. It's toxic. It's leaching your energy. Time to part ways with that. Again, it's scary. I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. It's making you feel out of sync with your own rhythms, your own mind. You're discomforted by this transition, but it's time to part ways with this situation. Again, you know what it looks like. Let's see how we can clarify this coming apart energy with our hidden energy and our top card. So here we go, coming apart. So to shuffle, oops, let's shuffle. You know what? Let's talk about the Dragon Slayer card for a minute here. I immediately got the scene, and this might be very specific to only me here, but I got the scene out of The Hobbit where Bilbo, I think it's Bilbo, he goes into the treasure room and it's just covered in gold and treasure and all kinds of sparkly pretty things, and I would dare say he's very fascinated by what he sees. The reason I bring that energy up is because there is a lot of treasure hidden away in you. There's a lot that people don't see, and I think what's happening here is that you're hiding a lot of your talents, a lot of your desires and wants and needs, because your situation is dictating that you can't share them with people. You can't share them, or you don't have the resources to share them. There's something that you're not showing to the world, or you're not letting people in because your boundaries are, yes, they need to be strong, and, good fences make great neighbors, right? But, there's a lot about you and about your situation that, again, isn't being seen, isn't being understood, and this is why I think those rest and replenish cards came out from the Work Your Right Oracle, because there needs to be a way for you to show the world your truth and show up authentically in the world, but also still remain true to your heart and true to yourself, because there's a lot of hidden treasure in you, and I think the world could stand to see it. So yeah, there's the Dragon's Lair. It's an extra card, and I'm not mad I brought it out, but let's see how the hidden energy and the clarifying energy can come into that. So, hidden energy, we have strength. Yes. Here, you're talking about balance and moderation. You have a lot of weight and pressure on you, and especially if you're experiencing a huge change in your situation, where you need to part ways, in order to learn and to understand what's going on. This is requiring a lot of personal and emotional strength. Again, you might feel that you have the weight of the planet on your shoulders, right? But the thing is, like the Council of Light card came out in the Work Your Light, you aren't alone. You might feel like you're carrying everything by yourself, but you're not. You're not. And you have so many beautiful, wonderful things hidden away in you, right? But it's time to part ways with the situation that's not letting you show those amazing qualities about you. This boundary, maybe this is a boundary that you put up to make yourself seem stronger than you feel. And you know what? Being vulnerable is not a crime. Being vulnerable might show more strength than trying to be tough all the time. Okay, and I might be calling some of you out. Believe me, I've had to learn that lesson myself. I like to hide behind a wall occasionally, and that's anxiety. That's anxiety. At least in my experience, that's what I experienced. But whatever situation you're in right now, yes, you're carrying a lot, but you're not carrying it alone. You're not carrying it alone. So that is our hidden energy. Let's see what comes up next. Yeah, so we have our clarifying energy is ride the wave. So we're going to have to let our situation run its natural course, and that feels really wrong to say for me because especially in my experience, I don't want to hold on to the negative feelings. My instinct is telling me this is wrong. This is uncomfortable. I don't want this. Ew, get it away from me, please. But okay, let me give you an example. Last year I experienced a very bad relapse in my depression and anxiety. And this is what I was saying. I don't like feeling anxious. I don't like feeling depressed. Who does? I don't know anybody dealing with anxiety and depression that actually likes feeling that way. But I just remember thinking, I want this to end. I need this to end. I'm so done with feeling shitty. I'm done. I can't do it. I don't want to do this anymore, right? But eventually those feelings went away. Those feelings left me, and I could finally breathe. I could finally move ahead with my plans, right? That's what I think this card is coming out for, that we are, we're in a tough situation, we're moving on, we're transitioning, we're out of sync, and it's taking a while to get back into sync. But we need to know that nothing lasts forever, but certainly this discomfort isn't going to last forever either. So, ride the wave. We got it. You're not alone. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Cool. So, let's move on to the Energy Oracle by Sandra and Taylor. Again, I'm going to do my best to read these intuitively, but my intention for this part of the reading is to continue telling the story from Riding the Wave. Again, we are going to do the same drawing process as we did the last couple of cards, and we shall see what story comes out of it. Okay, gravity. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to draw out of the Energy Oracle is the second chakra, Archangel Michael. So, shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this one up, guys, for the first one. Go figure. I'm understanding the second chakra to be the solar plexus. Let me look it up. Give me a minute, guys. Sorry. 36. Okay, so second chakra, Archangel Ariel, talks about intimacy and creativity. So, interesting that I bring this card up after the Strength card, Strength and Vulnerability, and after the Ride the Wave, and certainly after the Dragon's Lair, because I recall talking about boundaries and a lot of hidden treasure here. Yeah, we're being asked to open our doors, and intimacy to me doesn't necessarily mean a sexual union, although if that is a factor in your sphere, in your space, that is totally okay. But maybe this is maybe this is coming clean about certain things in your life. Maybe this is about opening up, essentially opening up. I remember, go figure, I've forgotten the definition of this card already, but strength and vulnerability is what I'm getting here. Whatever that looks like for you, it's okay to be vulnerable. No, it doesn't feel good. It might lead to not so great things if you open up to the wrong people, but only you know what those wrong people look like for you. Either way, you're being called to open up a little bit, because holding on and closing down, especially right now, isn't going to help you. So that is the second chakra. That is the Archangel Ariel. Let's see our next card. We have the 4th chakra. This is Archangel Raphael. As far as I remember, the 4th chakra is the heart chakra. Because then after that, there's the third eye and the crown. Yes, I believe I'm correct on that. Fact check me in the comments below if you know differently. But here we're talking about our hearts. Our heart, what do we know in our hearts? Maybe this is asking, once we've opened up and done the talking we need to do, done the crying, done the transitioning, done the movement, our hearts might be open to new things, a little less vulnerable, a little less discomforted. Yeah, again, strength and vulnerability. There's something in our hearts that's weighing us down. It's too much. It's too painful. I can't deal with it right now. Just let it go. I don't know how to let it go. Eventually this pain doesn't last. It goes away, right? And even more importantly than that, you're not alone in what you're experiencing right now. Yeah, your heart will heal, but you need to open up, and you need to, you need to open up and let your vulnerability come out. Because, maybe this is what you need to ride that wave a little bit easier. Guarantee once that wave crashes, healing will begin. Healing will begin. So that is the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. The next card we have is Deceit. Okay, so I'm going to read this as there's some manipulation, there's some bondage. I'm getting the Devil card out of that, which is why I say bondage, which is why I'm going to say addiction and being held back. Because certainly the situation you're in has been painful and it's taken a lot out of you. There's maybe someone behind the scenes that is kind of pulling your strings a little bit and making you see things in a way that isn't true. Again, I'm getting 7 of Swords, I'm getting the 5 of Wands, all of these conflict cards are coming to mind right now, because there's definitely been some things that have caused you pain. And this is what you're moving on from. This is what you are, this is what you're moving on from. No, it's not easy. It's not easy, and it's causing you pain. Again, I'm going to mention that. But this is what's hurting you. You know what the situation looks like for you, and I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. But again, remember, you're not alone. You are not alone. With respects to what I just said about strength and vulnerability, and being open to the wrong person, I think what this is saying is please use your best judgment and listen to your intuition. If you're getting red flags pinging for you, follow your intuition on that, because this deceit, this manipulation card might be saying that there's a situation that is not going to help you, especially if you're confessing or being intimate about certain things that are causing you pain. Use your best judgment around people. So here's Deceit. So let's see our hidden energy and our clarifying energy. Okay. Got a card fall out, so we're going to read that as our hidden energy. Oh, yeah, hostilities. There could be some not so great stuff going down. There could be some animosity between, if not you and someone else, at least people around you that you might be in the middle of. I've had experiences with that, being in the middle of a hostile situation between two people. It's not fun. Not the drama, not about the drama, meant to say. Again, we have deceit coming out. We have manipulative energy around you that isn't serving you. There's some hostilities in your situation. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of what I'm seeing right now. But maybe it's best to address what this energy is, because we've been talking about educating yourselves, taking some time out to reflect, gain perspective. You've been through some things, and this is what I'm talking about with the crumbling card out of the Work Your Light Oracle, because these are falling away, and in this destruction, in this ending, what did you learn from this deceitful person? What did you learn from this hostile person? What is it about this that you don't want to repeat? And maybe that's what's maybe that's what is your call to be open about, because maybe you haven't said anything to this situation because you fear that hostility being turned on you. Again, whatever that situation looks like, there is some hostilities in your situation that you maybe aren't addressing, but probably should. So there is hostilities, and even that, maybe your defenses are so high, they're so far up that you're being hostile and not necessarily mean-spirited, but you're reacting in a way that's putting other people off. It's a defense mechanism. I certainly am not free of that, doing that to people. I don't like it, but again, let's address what this energy might look like for you. So there's hostilities. That's our hidden energy. Let's see the way to clarify that energy. Okay, so we have financial constraints. Maybe this is around money. This is a stressful situation, whatever this looks like. It's going to require some maybe tightening the belt a little bit. There's someone in your situation that has might not necessarily appreciate the desire to not spend, or there's someone. Okay, this is the situation. You're being financially constrained. You don't have what you. You're putting a lot of stress on yourself because maybe you fear being in a lack mindset. There it is. Okay. So these hostilities are draining you. This deceit is draining you, and it's definitely put you in a situation where, maybe money is an issue. Okay. But I'm going to read this as yes, finances, but also energetic finances, if you will, because that hostility and that deceit in your situation has really drained you, and it has made you feel so ill, so sad, so upset. You really do, come from a lack mindset on this, because I don't have what I had before. Things are changing. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling really like hemmed in and tied up, and I don't know how to solve it. We're going to move on to a tarot reading in a minute. Yeah, but I'm reading this as a lack mindset. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if this is it. Let's see what our tarot cards have to say. Hopefully we can clarify this financial constraints. In order to do that clarification, we're going to be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot by Hughes. Same drill. We're going to be pulling cards from the middle, bottom, and top. The story continues from financial constraints. So how do we help each other through this? Okay. So the first card I want to talk about is the Page of Cups. So we've had a lot to give in this situation. We've given a lot. We might still have a lot to offer, but at this time, we're being asked to be aware who we're giving those things to. We have the Dragon's Lair card out of the, that was the Enchanted map. There's a lot of treasure there, a lot to give, a lot to share. But we're also being called to be careful of this deceitful energy, of this hostile energy, and especially of this constraining energy. Because, we have to be careful who we give to, because if we're not getting anything in return, it's just going to deplete us. And again, I mentioned this lack mindset with the financial constraints here. That's what we want to avoid. That's what we want to not deal with. And I think this Page of Cups energy is really kind, very nurturing. There's a lot of lessons to be applied with this energy. So I think some discernment, some judgment, gaining some perspective and education on your situation is what's going to help you understand what's going on around you a little bit better. And that, again, you have a lot to give. You have a lot to give. And I think, the situation where we had take a rest, take a break, this is what you need to do here. This is what you're being called to do. Especially because you have a lot of processing to do in this situation. So hang on. Just hang on. It'll be okay. Again, you're not alone. You are not alone. So that is the Page of Cups. Next card, we have the Moon. Okay. So typically I would interpret this card as dreams, illusions, exploring the dark. There's fear and ego involved with this. I'm keen to say that, especially because we've had those last three cards out of the Energy Oracle. There's a lot of fear associated with this reading, and while I don't entirely like it, I do think addressing it is going to help you, because there's a lot about your personhood that you want to open up and share. Again, we have strength in vulnerability, opening the doors to that dragon's lair and seeing that treasure. Maybe that's what those deceit and hostility cards are saying, that you're afraid of opening the doors because you don't want to be depleted. You don't want to have your energy just leached off of you, right? And maybe you've been in situations in the past like that. That's all part of the fear and looking at the illusion of that situation, because you are not alone. You are divinely protected, right? And there's a call to move away from that situation, right? So yeah, perhaps there's something you're not seeing, but this is why you need to rest and take a break, so you can educate yourself and wipe the illusion away from that. So that is the moon. Next card, we have the Six of Cups. So this is calling us back to a time where maybe we were a little bit more innocent. I'm reading this as childhood, friendship, reconnection. Maybe there's a sense of nostalgia and coming home. I think what we're being called to is get back to ourselves, so we can navigate that transition and we can navigate what comes along with that. I hope that made sense. That is the Six of Cups. Yeah, card on the bottom. This isn't the card I'm going to be reading as the bottom, but there's a lot of pain here. There's some heartache, and I'm so sorry to see it. But, this will heal. Again, we have to ride that wave. But it will heal. I know. Okay, yeah, there is a patterning on that. I'm not going to read that as brokenness, but certainly there's some things that have fragmented your reality. And by reality, I mean that, things are hurting. Things probably don't make a lot of sense. Like, why would this person I trusted hurt me in the way that they did, right? Yeah, this doesn't last forever. So there's the Three of Swords. Let's see what is on the bottom and the top. Here's our hidden energy. You have the Eight of Wands. You've got a lot coming at you. And it's best to stay on your toes, stay on your feet. You're fine. It might not feel like you are, but again, remember that you're not alone. You're not navigating this by yourself. Yeah, stay on your toes. Stay on your toes and take the time to process what is coming at you. So there's the Eight of Wands. And finally, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So here is someone who is rooted, who understands what they have at their disposal. They're able to take action where it comes to helping things grow and change. All of this hurt and all of this pain has a lesson in it, and you will grow from learning those lessons. Again, the Tower energy, that movement, that transition, it's all going to help you grow as a person. And while you're in it, you might not see it that way. That's okay. That is certainly okay. But you have to get there first. You have to get there first. And it sucks because, again, if you're anything like me, you're like, I don't want to hurt. I don't deserve to hurt. I don't have to hurt. But I need to do the work in order to get through it. Pain is an inevitable part of being human. And, you know, some of us experience it maybe a lot more deeply than others. It, you know, sorry about saying that. However, you know, it is there. Yeah, you will grow. This is very earthy energy. Pentacles are associated with coins and earth. It will grow. It will grow. It will change. It will manifest. Yeah, it'll manifest new things. Again, you know, I'm going back to that education card with the bird. Oh, okay. So, Eight of Wands, we have that bird energy. Something's coming at you quick. Excuse me. Something's changing, and it's gonna help you grow, but it's gonna hurt in the process. You're not alone. You're not alone. And I'm gonna leave that message there because this video is already quite long. So if you've watched to the end of it, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And I hope that this reading has helped you in some way. Again, if you like what you see, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons and do all of that jazz. You know, questions, comments, and concerns are totally welcome. Let me know how I can help. I will see you guys next week with a new video. Until then, my friends, love you all.